for impact. Cross the line.
This is my destiny. It is the truth I see. In this world I find a way to cross the line. Everybody's doing what everybody's doing. Everybody's doing the same thing. I'll be doing what I'll be doing. I'll be doing my thing. The world spins round to the right, they say. I'll be spinning the other way. Doing what I can, doing what I know. The world's my stage and I'm the show. It is my destiny. It is the truth I seek. In this world I find a way to cross the line. No possibilities for originality. Don't be left behind. Go ahead and cross the line.
Hey now, it's Brace for Impact, and I'm your host, Mike Gilbert. And as usual, going solo on that ass, but it's still the same. We're talking TNA Wrestling, the Impact on AMC, the TNA on AMC era has begun. And what an era, what a show to begin the era, to say the least. If you guys came here for rainbows and butterflies and you were hoping that I would have just been elated by a 3-match show stretched out over a 2-hour period, you are you are going to be greatly disappointed, because I did not think this show was all that good. It's one of those things, like you get high hopes for TNA because all they really ever wanted was a platform. Once they lost Spike TV and they went through all the turmoil with Dixie, who was on the show, they went through the turmoil with Dixie, and they sold the company, and they sold the Anthem, and they had all these issues. All they ever wanted was a platform, and they said, once we get our platform, then people are going to really see what we're about. And unfortunately, we did get to see what they're about. And they had no real controversy, no craziness, although some stuff happened before the show. But what they presented was not a very good pro wrestling show. I do have a special guest on the line right now, JD by God Oliva. How you doing, JD? Welcome back to Brace for Impact, man. How are you?
First time, long time. I'm miserable. Fucking miserable tonight. Nothing to do with TNA, actually. I will say that I kept abreast on the show. I had meat. I just got back from my meet. I kept up thanks to Twitter, which, by the way, I'm not on Twitter as much as I used to be. Tonight was a night to be on Twitter. Let me tell you something. Mike, I will say this. At least Taylor Wilde wasn't dealing tarot cards on the apron.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to. There were some positives to the show, and I'm gonna get to some of those. Positive is Mike Santana won, no shenanigans. He got the belt clean as a whistle. They didn't do the cash in, which we all thought Nick Nemeth was going to come in at the end of the show and cash in and win the title, or there was going to be some fuckery there. So that was good. AJ Styles showed up to open the show. I made the joke that he showed up, he pepped up the crowd, and he left, but that wasn't the case. He actually shot angles backstage. So it looks like we're going to get some more of AJ Styles. But other than that, there was nothing really on this show that is even worth like talking about.
Dude, Sonya Deville is in the company. The suit, because if there's one thing that TNA really lacked, it was authority figures.
Yeah.
They don't have enough authority figures in this company. Is this is this Mike? I'm sorry, I've been so out of TNA for such a long time. I left the Brace for Impact chat. Like, is this the product that the fan base wants now?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I think they do. I think they like this. Well, and we'll see. The chat's blowing up and they don't like it, but and the folks in the Brace for Impact chat on Twitter, they did not like it either. But I think that I think you're kind of baby brained, like don't really care. Like, I know there was like the mythical casual fan, like those people. They probably enjoyed it because they haven't seen TNA in a long time and they don't really care. But if you care about like pro wrestling, I think that you watch the show, you were like, this wasn't very good. despite the fact I thought the first match with the Hardys and Elijah versus Mustafa Ali and Jason Hodge and John Skyler, that was a good match. It was short and sweet. They didn't have to kick out of everything, which I love. Right? They went home. so they did the match didn't overstay their welcome, and then after that, it just like this big drop off. And I told people what was going to happen with this show, and they were going to do. It was going to be heavy on promos and heavy on angles because they're trying to introduce new characters to a brand new audience. What I didn't expect was that they would only have 3 matches. And one of them would be one of the worst matches I've ever seen in my life, which is the Elegance brand versus the Inspiration. I didn't expect that.
Who are gone now, by the way.
The
Inspiration, they're gone now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, the Inspiration are out of the company, which I'm not surprised, and I'll be honest, they didn't really get over this time. Like last time they were in the company, they were actually like they seemed like fairly over, but this time they're just not.
So is the reason the Inspiration didn't get over this time is because there been total, I don't want to say turnover, but I mean, is this a completely new fan base where the fact that Cassie and I forget their names. Is it because they haven't been in WWE for so long?
I think that they haven't been anywhere in so long. Because when they first came in, they were right off WWE television, and they got over.
Yeah, they were over. I remember that.
They weren't on television for like 3 or 4 years, and then they came back, and they're doing the same shtick, and it just didn't work. It didn't get over. Now, Sean Ross Sapp reported that a lot of like other companies got their eye on them. I don't see like who. They were already in WWE and they got fired.
If Tony Khan signs these two, he has to have his brain examined, quite frankly.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that. If anything, I guess they would go back to the WWE. Maybe they would have a spot for them. But I couldn't imagine, because what they were doing didn't work in TNA. I don't see it working at a bigger level.
Unless they're gonna have them back in NXT to work with people. But I mean, I don't see any rookies getting better working with those two. I don't know. Like they've been doing that shtick since like what, 2017, 2018, something like that. Something
like that, yeah.
Like it's been a long time. I don't know, man. I
liked their first run. I thought their first run, I thought they were entertaining. I thought they brought something different to the show. They were fun characters, but this time I think that they're not doing anything really unique. So yeah, but they're done. So that was some of the big news. So I will start off with some of the this day has been nothing but chaos in TNA, JD, believe it or not.
I'm shocked to hear that. Shocked.
Yeah, so the day actually starts off well, where we hear that Nick Nemeth has actually signed a contract with the company, which is good because he misses a lot of dates, because he is we got somebody in the backstage. I'll bring you up here soon, Namdi. But he misses a lot of dates because he prioritizes his indie days over TNA. He was kind of a Matt Cardona type figure. So they got him under a contract. And okay, that's the good news. And then we find out that a lot of people were not able to make the show because they had visa issues. So their overseas talent and their Canadian talent couldn't come in. Now, I had reported a couple of days ago that Leon Slater was pulled from the show.
We knew that.
Because WWE wanted him for the European tour. Well, it turns out WWE's getting him for the European tour because he can't get into the States because TNA didn't get his visa updated. That's what's being broken now. That was a story that they told, and I think Sean Ross Sapp had that in Fightful Select. It wasn't he was getting pulled. It was because he can't get into the States right now, so now he's going to work the WWE European tour, which thank God WWE's there. So he can actually do it. So he got pulled from tonight's show, where his match was with Myron Reed, who, by the way, is now fucking with AEW, right? So the whole thing was just like chaos, right? Like they had this match booked. They announced it a couple weeks ago, and like now they couldn't have it because not only did Leon Slater not able to get in the country, but Myron Reed doesn't even work here anymore. So that match gets thrown out. Leon had another match at Genesis that now he can't make. So they added Joe Hendry to that match, and somehow that match got way worse. So who knows when we'll get Joe Hendry and Danny Luna. Hell, Lance Storm, the backstage producer, he can't even get into the country right now. So TNA fucked up all of their visas for their foreign talent. So they had all of that. They did, and I guess they found out late because they didn't book a lot of the wrestlers for the show. So Steve Macklin wasn't even in town, right? It's like, okay, well, if you're missing all these people, maybe you could have had like guys come in and wrestle, but they decided not to wrestle. They decided to just cut promos to kill the time.
That's a terrible idea, especially when you don't have a lot of great promo people in the company.
Yeah.
Macklin can't be happy about that, right? It's their debut on a new network, and they don't even bring him in.
Yeah, I think he's gone. I think he's done. I just have a feeling, just based off of some social media activity and the fact that he has not resigned here, and they didn't bring him. No, they did not bring him here tonight. He's not booked for Genesis. I don't think he's coming back. So, I was gonna be curious to see what happens with Macklin. Me personally, I'd love for AEW to bring him in, but they got so many guys there. It's like, where would he even fit? It'd be tough for him.
This is such a weird. I've never seen a company more, even including TNA the first time they tried this, right? The first time they made this big splash, well, it's a couple times. There was the 2 Spike times. It was the first time they showed up on Spike, which went okay, and then the Monday night thing, which was well more planned than this.
Yeah.
I can't help the feeling they got caught with their pants down.
Yeah, my only explanation is this is just what this company is. This is just what they do, right? They just tried to fly by the seat of their pants. They and they got caught with their pants down. Not only did Tony Khan kind of do a mini raid by signing 5 talents off the roster in a week. They lost Killer Kelly. They and then all of their visa issues. So everything just goes to shit like a week before. And now they're scrambling and struggling. And for whatever reason, they decided to have people cut promos instead of wrestle. And like they still have good wrestlers on the card. They could have put together some matches.
But this was the plan. This is what Matt Hardy was talking about. He's like, we're going to have the perception of being number 2. Their idea of the perception number 2 was just doing a shit ton of talking and showing you faces that you may have recognized that were on WWE TV. I don't think it was a good plan, but this is like what they wanted. And by the way, we had a text chain going earlier today, and I told you I thought Killer Cross would debut tonight. Oh, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a guy that overplayed his hand more than Cross?
Well, so here's the thing with Killer Cross. Like, he doesn't fit AEW. He does fit what TNA does.
Yes, that's what I thought he burned tonight.
He burned the bridge on the way out. Right.
I thought everybody he burned bridges with was gone for the most part.
Tommy Dreamer's still here. Tommy Dreamer's been in the same position the whole time. In fact, Tommy Dreamer's been promoted since then. But so like Cross, in an effort to get out of his Impact Wrestling deal back in the day, because he had an NXT deal waiting for him, he tried to burn it to the ground on his way out and go to the media and say that he was poor and that Scarlett's poor and they can't afford to get meals. And when we asked them for more money, they say you should probably supplement your income with independent dates like every other fucking person on the roster. And he didn't want to do that. So he wanted to just be paid full time for 2 days a month. And so like it just went to shit. And so like as far as I know, he's just not welcome back. Right.
That's
now
crazy.
I'm always like, if you get over and you can draw money for the company, they'll bring you back. I just don't know that he's that guy. I don't think he's capable of that.
No, but we've had this debate before, right? I was just thinking why they bring those guys in. They aren't over. Like anybody, not the Rascals. I'm saying anybody. Anytime anybody signs anybody, it's like, well, they're not over. Well, no one's over in the traditional sense of what we think of in the 80s and 90s as being over. Because the brand is a draw, right? CM Punk is probably the last true guy who made an individual difference, right? I don't like if Cody were to go back to AEW tomorrow, I don't think those people would go with him that are watching him on Netflix. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I think wrestling has become almost too tribal, right? Where like you have your home team and that's who you watch, and it just I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think one good thing did happen tonight. And look, I don't want to like completely shut on the entire show. It wasn't a good show. Some good stuff did happen during the main event. One of the greatest things that has ever happened in the history of Impact of TNA wrestling happened. JD, I'm going to share screen right now. The I Heart Mike Gilbert picture made it on, and he flipped off the camera. That is our
Who is
That
it?
is our boy Junkyard Akiyama.
God, he is one of the greatest trolls in history. I appreciate him so much.
Yeah. He'll be in the chat later. Keep it Wolfson, but yeah. I just added his alter ego there, but yeah, he said he was gonna get the I Love Mike Gilbert on the show, and he sure as hell did, and he flipped off the camera, and they got it in full view, and then of course Javier Draven, my buddy, wrestling covers, made sure to get a screen grab of that, so that was really cool. It's very special to me.
It should be, Mike. That is, you have made it. You are. No one has done. No one has shit on TNA and propped them up as much as you have the last 5 years, and I feel like you've transcended. Congratulations. You and Dixie Carter were unexpected surprises tonight on on TNA.
Yeah. Did they really need to boo Dixie? I mean, come on. We wouldn't that company would have died in 2002 had Dixie not taken it over. I mean, come on.
100%. Like, did Vince Russo placate her ego and use it to seek to cure his own job? Yes, absolutely. Should she have been on TV? I don't know. She's pretty good looking. She wasn't a horrible performer. Like, we've seen worse performers than Dixie Carter. Like, I don't know. It's stupid because it's not like if Vince McMahon were to return to Raw on Monday that people wouldn't cheer him. Let's not pretend that wouldn't happen. Like, the fact that TNA people are still booing Dixie 10 years after she's been gone is stupid.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So she did kind of tank the company, when she brought in Hulk Hogan, and then like all the chaos that happened after that. But like the company would have died 10 years prior to that had she not, got her parents to fund the thing, and she built it up to like a great company for a little while before it tanked.
Yeah, it was actually, dude. I will maintain for the life of me, like 2005 to 2009, TNA is a fucking blast of a company.
Yeah.
Like they have their moments, but I mean, like that's some fun wrestling. TNA was a bright spot in some dark times of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
You can't falter for getting conned by the con artists. Like that's just Hogan and Bischoff made their careers off of it. You know? I don't know. I think it's needless to boo her because like if her and Panda don't bail this company out in 2002, we're not having this conversation. We don't have a show.
Yeah. Well, hey, JD, I'm gonna let you skedaddle. I know you got a long night because I got two other guys waiting in the backstage area. This is gonna go on the Voices of Wrestling. I'm gonna edit this tomorrow. This will be the Mike and JD show for last week. So, but this is like they're just gonna get an episode of Brace for Impact, and then JD and I Sunday night we're back. All right.
No. I have Bears tickets, Mike.
You have what?
I have Bears tickets.
Oh, that's right. You're going to the fucking Bears game. Okay.
Bears game.
We'll bear down. So maybe what I'll do is I'll call up cousin Joe.
Yeah.
Because I'll be watching TNA Genesis. TNA Genesis looks like dog shit, by the way. It looks like an absolute fucking shit show. But I'm gonna watch that this weekend. But I'm not going to go live afterwards because the 49ers are playing on Saturday. That's when their playoff game is. They got the Seahawks on Saturday night. So, but I'll be back Sunday night with probably cousin Joe. I'll text him and see if he can roll with me on Sunday night. So you enjoy the Bears game. I'm going to bring on Gerard. Speaking of Bears, I'm going to bring on Namdi, and we're going to keep the show rolling, man. Thanks, JD.
See you guys.